Chris is a professional cyclist who competes in the Tour de France. He is hard-working and determined at being the best athlete he can be. Now, because of this attitude, many people believe that he has the ability to win the Tour de France. However, Chris has realised that many of his teammates and competitors cheat by using banned performance-enhancing substances. He is annoyed and frustrated at losing out to these athletes. Although Chris could use banned substances to improve his performance, he refuses to do this because he believes sport should be about who is the most dedicated, not who is most willing to take drugs. Over the coming months, Chris grits his teeth, puts his head down and trains hard for the upcoming Tour de France. As the first stage of the tour approaches, Chris becomes frustrated after seeing his teammates and competitors dope. He decides to speak up and tell others that he is one of the few riders who compete clean. His comments about doping do not go unnoticed. Many of his teammates and competitors don't like Chris because he is bringing attention to their cheating. They pressure him to either take drugs or leave the sport. During a stage of the Tour de France, Chris is riding in the peloton when the race leader, Lance Armstrong, approaches Chris and grabs him by the shoulder. Lance stares down at him and sternly says that everything you're saying about doping and cycling isn't true and it's bad for the sport. You should quit the tour, you should quit cycling, and you should off. Lance rides off, leaving Chris disheartened, upset, and contemplating whether he should dope. Despite this immense pressure, Chris decides to not give in to doping. He continues to persevere and completes the Tour de France as one of the few athletes who do so without the use of banned performance-enhancing substances. This is the true story of Christopher Bassons, who famously resisted the pressure to dope even when he knew other athletes around him were. Given this immense pressure from significant others telling him to dope, why did Chris decide to compete clean when others didn't? During one interview, Chris said that the characteristics that helped him become a great athlete, determination, resilience, and self-belief, also helped him resist the pressure to dope. Chris believed that the only success worth having in sport was one that came from hard work, and that he could achieve anything if he worked at it long enough. These beliefs, together with his determination, resilience, and self-belief, gave him the confidence to continue competing clean when he knew others around him were doping. Because of this attitude, Chris can now look back over his career with pride, knowing that his achievements are what he deserved.